Hi, hello. My name is Sanja Milosavljevic, and I'm going to be your host today. My dear friend Paulina from Mexico is going to be our guest today, and she's a very young and very passionate woman. And she actually she runs a small brewery, craft brewery. So enjoy our conversation. Hi, Paula. How are you?
Hi, Sanja. Thanks for inviting me to this meeting, this talk show. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. I'm actually excited because I have the opportunity to speak to my dear friends all over the world just to see, not just to check how they are, but to see how they live and what is happening with their businesses and what does their everyday life look like. So, can you please introduce yourself? Can you tell something about you? Like, what is your educational background? Where do you live, first of all? What do you do? And just one small thing, in Serbia at the moment, we are very fond of craft beer. So the stage is
Cool.
yours.
Yeah. Well, my name is Paulina. I am from Tijuana, Mexico, and I have a background of renewable energies engineer, and I am currently studying a master's in environmental science in the same university. I am the co-founder of a brewery, and I am studying to UCSD certificate in brewing.
That's interesting. How did you decide to become a brewer? Is it something that is like a hype or something that is popular right now in Mexico, or is it something like a family tradition or just your passion?
Well, back like about 5 years, I started to drink craft beer. It was just about the Middle Ages in the history of craft beer here in Tijuana. In San Diego was like I don't know, it's kind of like 25 to 30 years currently, and here in Tijuana we were kind of in diapers to baby steps, kind of like that. And I started drinking famous brewery here that's called Ramuri, and they had a crazy stouts and lagers. So I fell in love with that, and I am really kind of like questioning everything, and I wanted to know how was that made. So I started doing homebrew, and then I associate and with an uncle, so we could create this new brand for a restaurant chain, and this is now the beer house of all the restaurants.
Nice, nice. I remember when you said that you're a co-founder of a brewery. I was like, you're so young. How come? How come you actually have the license to drink? Because when we first met, I thought that you were even younger than you are. So tell us. You said that you are in a master's for renewable energies, or
Well, I'm actually 26, and I'm gonna be 27 in about 5 days. So yeah.
nice. So
Yeah.
what is renewable energy for you? What do you think when you think about that concept? What is the first thing that crosses your mind?
Well, is to help the environment, to using the things that it gives to ourselves, like the wind, the sun, the geothermal power. So you use and you create energy through that, and you have, of course, you have a CO2 footprint, well, carbon footprint, but it's less than when you use oil or gas.
Nice. And do you know anything about the circular economy? I remember we talked about, that I'm in a pasta business and I like flours and I like alternative sources of protein or whatever. So I actually managed to make cookies with byproducts of beer production, which is kind of a circular economy. So what do you think? Do you think actually about circular economy? Do you practice something of the methodology that circular economy is promoting?
Well, you can actually do that in the brewing industry because you have a lot of materials that are just waste, but are actually compostable, or you can actually have it as a meal or as a snack. And many people, you can infuse them in soap, and many people are doing that. Are using the used malt because it's about 50 kilograms, no, 50, no, 30 kilograms per 1,000 liters of beer produced. You have 30 kilograms of used malt. So it has to go somewhere. So if you dry it, you can mill it and have flour. And with that flour, you can create cookies or create snacks for your dogs, or you can use it in soaps, or you can use it as as a compost for many plants. Or I heard that in UCSD they are actually using to create biogas. So you have many alternatives with a kind of like waste, with a waste, and you can actually do like a circular and help the environment by reducing your carbon footprint and water footprint too.
Are you motivated to use something of those, or introduce some of these products you mentioned to your market, or for people that come to your tap room or restaurant?
Yes, we actually have it's pet friendly. Many places here in Tijuana are pet friendly, and we are going moving forward to like a zero waste kind of community. We are taking baby steps right now, but we are moving to that. So using this like to make dog cookies, because people are falling in love with their dogs, are in love with their dogs. And I think that many people in my generation are actually having more like dog sons than actually, sons of were babies. And I think that, doing this, you can help the dog friendly community and reduce the waste of the brewery, because you don't make a lot of money of the cookies, but it's like a plus to give to your customers. So that's a kind of like a win-win. And if you have a pet friendly patio or something, you can actually attract more customers.
So you're actually giving them extra value, and
yeah, exactly.
That's how you can keep them. That's good. I mean, things changed, especially now these days or these months. But one thing is common everywhere in the world: we have to give extra value to our customers or our clients. That's the way to just be to go before our competition and to gain their trust and to keep them as our clients. There's one more thing I would like to ask you, and please try to explain. I know that you know a lot about that. So when I met you, I didn't know that there is a person that is equivalent to sommelier in the wine world. So what's the name of the sommelier for beer?
It's called a Cicerone. It's It's almost the same as a sommelier. You drink, you taste, you have the organoleptic features of a beer, the smells, the taste, the texture, the body, etc. And you can actually judge. You can judge a beer not by competition or something, and it's kind of like a host. So you go anywhere and you can create like how do you say it? Like when you drink wine or you drink beer, but different types, like here is a cata. I don't know how you say it in English, but you can actually conduct this kind of events, and you're actually capable of pairing a beer with any kind of food.
Mm-hmm. Is there any type of beer like stout or IPA or well, IPA or ale that goes perfectly with pasta?
Yeah, well, the funny thing about beer is that there is not actually the correct option. When you see like wine goes with red meat, and red wine goes with red meat, and white wine goes with white meat, it's a lot of different with beer, because you can actually combine I don't know a stout with cheese, and you're like, cheese, like for real? But when you try it and you taste it, it becomes a lot creamier. And when you taste with I don't know, bolognese pasta or spaghetti bolognese, it's my favorite one. And you drink like a sour, you're like a sour, but you have actually can enhance the dish itself by pairing it with something like it's on the other side of the spectrum of flavors. So it's a really great part of beer, because you have so many styles that you can combine. As you have a lot of grapes in wine, but it's not like tight. You can actually explore more with beer, and I recommend anyone to have 5 different beers and go with a platter of anything. I don't know, cheese, meat, just like mozzarella sticks, whatever you want, and just grab a tiny bite of anything and a sip of the beer, and just explore the flavors. Some things are gonna be like, okay, this is not for me, but you can actually extend your palate, and that's great. And when you invite someone to have a dinner with you or whatever you want, you can get that plus of a host to like, oh, try this beer with this I don't know, steak or pasta or chicken, and they're gonna be like, oh, okay, thank you, and they're gonna love it, or with the dessert. It's amazing to pair beer with dessert.
Interesting. I should definitely explore more and try to make some pairing beer with my pasta. Okay, so how is life now in Mexico? How do you live now? Do you have many people with COVID-19 virus infected? And how your life changed? Did your life change in any way? And when I say life, I mean everyday life, like your habits, your duties during the day. Do you go to the work every day? What is happening to your job and to your work?
Well, as I don't have many communication with other people, I am the only one working full time in the brewery, so I can go and whenever I want. It's not a big, well, it wasn't a big deal in that matter, but as anyone's life change, you gotta wear the face mask. you gotta put antibacterial gel all the time, wash your hands and everything. And if the first time we heard about the COVID-19, we were like, okay, we gotta prepare, because we didn't knew what's gonna happen with the business, because many restaurants closed their doors for about 2 months. And we actually, well, we were grateful because we sold the tap room that we had. We transferred to another business, so we didn't have to worry about that rent, So it was about in December when we do that, and COVID went off on March. So that was a good part for us. And we were like, what are we want to do? Because we have all this beer. We had about 400 liters of beer, because we have a small brewery, but we didn't want it to go to waste. So we had to create new innovative ways to sell it. So we have like these jugs here in Mexico.
But can you explain, or can you share with people what are those new innovative ways of selling, or selling channels, or can you just tell us something more about that?
Yes. Well, we have here in Mexico jugs of 1 liter or 1.2 liters of beer. We call them caguamones, like the beer thorough. I don't know why. So
we call that big bottles of beer bombs.
Bombs. A bomb. Yeah. So we bought a bunch of like 50 or 60 of those, because with 50 you could actually feel. With what 1 keg, you could feel 51.2 liters of that caguamones or bombs. So we started to collect them, washing them with a caustic sauce. That's a word,
soda?
right?
Yeah.
Yes, caustic soda. Yeah, that's it. Because here is sosa caustica, so it's kind of like that. And we started to washing them, and then sanitizing them, and then filling them, bottling them with the tap and everything, with the cap, and then starting to selling them to particulars. And then we have like this route around city to send, and thankfully we have social media, so many people order through Facebook or WhatsApp. Or Instagram too. So we just sent a route about 2 days a week, and we sold everything in about 2 to 3 weeks, because we had a shortage of commercial beer too. So that helped selling. Yeah,
because we had shortage of toilet paper and flour and yeast, but I don't think we had a shortage of beer in Serbia. So you had a shortage of commercial beer in Mexico.
Yes. They stopped production like at all, and about April, I think, or May. Yes, and I don't think that they stopped at all. They have exportation, I believe, but at least for Mexico, they didn't sell any beer. So it was a shortage, and Mexico are one of the, not of the top 10, but we drink a lot of beer, per capita. So people went like crazy. And that was a good part of business, because the people that didn't want to try craft beer is starting to do it because they had no other option. And we started to selling them or beer, and we kind of have it like in promotion. It was like I believe $4 the bomb or the caguama that we were selling. So people were like crazy buying for us. and we had a great time doing that. It was hard because we were like 3 people and that was it, and feeling everything and cleaning and kegging, because kegging is another thing. When you pass from the fermenter to the actual keg, you have to be really careful. You gotta be really careful in all the beer process, because if any tiny teeny bacteria enters the beer, you're gonna spoil it. So you gotta be sure that anything gets in contact with the liquid. And then we'll sell the beer. That was actually really quick. And I was really happy because I didn't have any spoilage at all. So, and we opened a new market. So that was a win-win for me.
Perfect. Well, I think that, in the food industry, and I think that certain industries just were blooming or looming during the COVID or during pandemic, because people actually need to eat and they need to drink, or if they're staying at their homes and not going to restaurants, they want to treat themselves with maybe some better or more expensive beer, wine, or any kind of food. But so you didn't have a problem. But what about others running their small scale businesses? What was the situation? Did they have to close their shops or their offices? And did you get any kind of incentive from your government? What was their attitude? Did they help you in any kind of way? Like in Serbia, they postponed the taxes we have to pay, but that's it. They just postponed it. That was kind of a solution for a problem. But what is the situation in Mexico? How is your government treating entrepreneurs and small-scale businesses?
Well, you gotta fill an application form. They didn't reduce the tax or condone the tax or give us like a time at first. You gotta pay your taxes because they have to run the kind of like free medical services that we have. And I mean like free because if you're working or in a autonomous university, you get social services, and it includes the hospital services and everything. So they had to keep that's running. So we have rent tax. Well, we call it rent tax. It's when you have like the utilities of the business, and they get like around 25 to 33% of the whole utility. You get it in of the business, and they didn't condone it. And you have to pay for the social services of your employees. I don't have employees, so that was a good part for me. But many other people were really struggling to pay the employees because, of course, you can fire. It's not ethical to fire people if you have like this pandemic going on, and you have to keep them and pay minimum wage, but with no sales. So many restaurants declare bankruptcy and close their doors. So that was a really tragic part of this pandemic here in at least in Tijuana. I know that around 10% of the business had to close their doors. Many of the restaurants didn't have to close their doors because they could still sell, but just to go or delivery. But like the retail business had the worst part because they couldn't open and they couldn't find like a way or an opportunity to migrate their business into a virtual one because they still had to pay rent. And when you are like this kind of situation, you have to prioritize things.
Prioritize.
prioritize this exactly, and you go with your own rent, your services, food, clothing. It's kind of like in the lower point of the list, but like buying new stuff when you're struggling to get money is like your least one. So that kind of business, I know that many in the street that I work had to close. So yeah, that's what the pandemic do, at least here in Tijuana. And in Mexico, they didn't condone like services, electricity bills. We have private gas bills, so that's a no for sure. And the water, many people didn't have the money to pay the water, or didn't actually get the water receipt. So like about a month ago, there was like huge line, like a 3 hours line to pay for services, because everybody was getting the bill for the water. And that was so crazy. I was like, oh my God, why are they doing this? Why can't you just pay online, And you can, but it's kind of like the service doesn't work all the time. I tried to do it, and many people, because if you have like a debt with the water services, you can pay in convenience stores or everything. So you have to actually go to the place to pay it, and it was quite crazy. It still is crazy, because now you have to pay a license to operate with COVID, and it's kind of like 40% capacity right now, the restaurants. Mm-hmm. And you have to pay that license. I believe it's around $400. I believe, I am not for sure. And you gotta pay it, and then you have to put all the safety stuff, 1.5 meters away, and separate the tables. The occupancy has to be the 40%. They cannot stay longer than 90 minutes, I believe. And what else? And you have to wear the face mask and cover your face with the plastic thing. I don't know what it's called. And have antibacterial gel in any station. And customers cannot put up the mask off, and just when they're sitting in the table. And I think it's the same in every country. I don't know for sure. You can tell me, but well, this is like the new normality that we're living here in Mexico.
So, are you ever going to get used to that new normality? I mean, if I if I want to go to a restaurant with my friends or my husband, whatever, and we like to talk and we like to eat, but we have to wear a mask all the time, that's kind of silly. It's impossible. So are you ever going to get used to that?
Well, it's not like you can get used to it. You have to get used to it, because it's like the kind of the new rules. At least if they find something new, that you can actually wear, or that they find out that the virus doesn't spread that long or something like that, or that some people have immunity. So this is, I think that this is going to be the new normal for at least 1 to 2 years more, sadly. But if you want to go out, well, you gotta follow this new arrangement that the government has made for us. Many people I know that they don't like it, but well, you have actually still the option to stay home. Just don't be harmful for others, because if you have COVID and you don't know, because you are symptoms less, you don't want to put others' lives in risk. So it's I don't think that is that awful, because you go into, well, at least here, you go into the restaurant, you sit in the table, and then you can put off the mask.
Put off your mask, okay.
Yeah, exactly. And if you go to the bathroom, you have to wear it too. and I don't know, you have to wear it in the bathroom. I don't know, but and just wash your hands, go back to your table, and that's it. So it's not that complicated. I believe that many people are just panicking. It's like, okay, we have to stay together right now as human beings for the sake of the less, the weak, exactly, and with the weakness immune system,
Mm-hmm. Okay. So can you tell us something about the state of entrepreneurship in Mexico? Do you have it for a long time, or did it just start to develop? I mean, you live close to the American border, so you can see what is happening there, and we know that some of the most famous entrepreneurs are actually coming from the States. So what's the current state of entrepreneurship in Mexico, and can you tell us something about women running their own businesses? Is it something that is usual? Like you're a woman, plus you're a very young woman. From my point of view, so is it normal? Is it normal for a girl that just finished high school or university to start her own business?
It is not that common to start a new business when you're a woman. No, because, well, I think that we have a common in the countries we live in, and that's like a culture of machismo, and many people have this thing that they tell the woman that they have to have children, and when they finish university, or if they let them finish university, because I knew I am a mentor with I have been a mentor with two girls, and actually one of them wanted to go to medicine school, but she got pregnant, and their parents didn't let her to go to university because she was pregnant, and that's like the sad part of that of young pregnancy. And you are society is expecting from you many things, but being an entrepreneur is not one of them, at least not in here in Mexico. So
sorry, Paulina.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Can you explain more
about the situation? Well,
yeah.
I think that when
that no one is expecting from you to be entrepreneur, to start your own business.
Many people is just expecting you to get married, to have children in about a year of getting married, or get married because you had children, and that's gotta be it. Many parents don't encourage their girls to go to university or get a master's, or you don't like PhD. You don't think about a PhD actually. So because they told you that you got a expiring date, like about 30 you have to have children. It's like, well, no, it's not, it doesn't work like that, It'd be like you're gonna have rotten eggs, It's like, well, yeah, what can I do? And actually, no, you can actually still get pregnant about 35 to 40. So it's not a big deal. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So you get the pressure of being a mom about in social media, with your friends, with your family, and commercials, in television, in YouTube, and you get this bombarding of be a mom, be a housewife, stay at home, do good things for your husband. It's like, why can't just be equal? Not all the way around, but equal, If I don't want to have children, what if the men don't want to have children, why the woman want to have children? I was actually I went to the hospital, not a big deal or anything, just an hormonal problem. And I speak with all the girls that were there. And I'm saying girls because they were really young, about 18 to 25, and that's it. They already had 3 children, and they spoke to me about kind of the horrific situations. And one of them tell me, I have the DUI and it didn't work for me, and my baby has it in his arm. And I was like, oh my god, but why the government is like encourage you to use it if you can get pills or injections or the dispositive that goes in your arm, you know? Mm-hmm. And then they told me that they didn't let them to sterilize themselves because they needed the signature of their husband, because they maybe they're gonna in the future, because when they wanted to have more children. And I was like, well, but it's your decision. If your man wants to get sterilized, they can have it. But if a woman wants to sterilize, they are always think they always told you that you're gonna regret it. And it's like, well, it's my decision. I can do whatever I want with my body. If I want to get sterilized and maybe I regret it, I can still adopt, you know. I can be a mother anyhow. Mm-hmm. So it's not a big of a deal. And just it's like kind of my human rights, okay? Yeah. And we have this happening here in Mexico. I think that it's all of this, that women are expected to have children and be a housewife, even though with one salary right now, it was nothing, because rents here are going up, because we have many American citizens, because, well, I don't know if you can picture, because Tijuana is literally just across the border from the States, and the nearest town is just 10 steps of the border in the States. So literally, you can walk and you get to a mall in the States. So yeah, you can chop anything you want, and you just gotta walk like I don't know, like 50 steps kind of. So you can it's exactly. So we have this situation going. It's actually quite fun, and so living this near the border, you get well, it's the most transit border in the world. So you can actually see the difference between living here in Tijuana and there in San Diego. And so many people that work in San Diego and actually U.S. citizens are coming here to Tijuana to live. Mm-hmm. And the rent prices are going up, because of course, if you are living in San Diego and you gotta pay an $800 rent, but here in Tijuana it's $400, almost the half of it or less. You're gonna came here and live here in Tijuana with your family. But the problem is that the salary there is $11 per hour, the minimum wage. And here in Mexico, we have $11 per day. So you can see the difference, right? And the problem is that when you are raising up the rents, you cannot live in downtown or nearby. You can you have to live in the suburbia, in small houses that cost the living in your income, and it's about 4,000 pesos, about $200, and it's a lot if you convert the minimum wage to the days you work. So many people, many families, they have to have the two parents working. So with those numbers, how you're gonna have children, because who's gonna take care of them? Because when they're little and they have to go to guarderia, well, like kindergarten, but when they're
nursery school,
nursery
like
school, exactly, nursery school. But they eliminated the nursery school that was free, because I told you that we have social services, and one of them was free nursery schools. So you can put your children there, and about it was like the full time you were working. But now they are giving you the money instead of you putting the kid in the school. It was a lot of corruption going on in that area. But I believe that it wasn't the right solution to just kill the program itself and give the money to the families, because it's like, well, but I still need a place to keep my children, safe for at least the
work.
Yes, exactly. So it's a lot going on here in Mexico. A lot of changes.
I believe you. I mean, it's very interesting that you live very close to the States, and you can see. Plus, you are old enough to see the changes that happened in maybe 10, 20 years. So I think it's challenging times for you on many levels, not just the COVID. I think you have some other issues that are important as much as COVID is important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what would be your message? What would you like to share intimately or whatever with people in Serbia and people in the rest of the world?
Well, I can tell you that you follow your dreams. I didn't came with the right family, and I still managed to get my degree, and now I'm doing a master's, and I have a business. So just follow your dreams. Don't let anyone to discourage you in doing so. And if you have something like it's worth fighting for, just do it. Get up early. Have serious leave if you have to. I didn't eat anything, because I had to save my pesos, my teeny tiny pesos, to pay for the school bus to take me to the university. So I didn't eat in the whole day. I know it's wrong, I know, but I wanted to pursue my education. It was worth more. And I just had like a meal in the whole day, and that was it. And I gotta wake up early and then walk about 10 kilometers to get to the bus, because I have a scholarship for the bus. Mm-hmm. And then in the return, I didn't have they didn't have the scholarship for the return bus, so I had to pay for the transportation. So that's what was I saving the any income, any kind of source of money that I had. And then I had to start working and going to school. And that actually helped me a lot, because at least I didn't have to worry about the tuition fee. That is not a lot here. Well, if you heard it, it's $150. You can imagine that it's not a big deal. But if you have a lower income or no income at all, it's really hard to pay it for it. So when you start working, many of us students have to work and study at the same time. So you don't have any sleep, because you have 8 hours in studying and 8 hours in working, and then 4 hours in making your school work, and then you have to wake up early, and that's it all week long. So I am not complaining at all, because it was all worth it, but I'm just saying it because if you want to do it, you make your way to accomplish your dream. And maybe you can get a credit, or maybe you can ask, be in in a, how do you say it, in the startup, or you can go to not to a private university, a public university. I don't know if you have those in Serbia.
Yes, we also have the private and public universities. It's
Okay,
the same.
so and you have to know your reality, because if you want to go to a private school but you don't have the money to pay it, the if you don't have a scholarship, the possibility that you're gonna drop out in 2 or 3 semesters is gonna be so high. And if you don't have enough money, and you know that a public school is it's just as good as a private school, you can go to the public school, and it's not gonna be a big deal. You know, we have a saying here in Mexico that the parrot, who is a parrot wherever is green. So you know, like when you are good, it doesn't matter where you are. You're gonna be good at anything. You know, at any place you are. So yeah.
Yeah, correct. Thank you, Paulina. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed our conversation. It's just we live so far away, and we come from different cultures, and it was very nice seeing you, hearing your story, and sharing your story to the world. Thank you for your time. Hugs and kisses.
Thank you so much,
Great.
Sanja. Hugs and kisses from Tijuana. Ciao. Ciao, everyone.
Thank you all for staying with us, listening and watching Paulina from Mexico. You can always follow us on social media like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, stay in good health, and see you in a week.